So today I'm going to make a chocolate cream pie. Well, actually I'm going to make it tomorrow, but I'm going to make the crust today. So I start with Oreo cookies. I have 16 of them. I'm going to break them up, put them in my food processor until they're crumbs. Now, I don't have to add any sugar because they have the filling that's already sugar, but I will tell you that you cannot use double stuffed Oreos. I use double stuff for almost everything else, but not for pie crust. There's too much fat in that filling, and it doesn't set up as a good pie crust. So, we're going to puree them until they're itty bitty crumbs. It doesn't take very long. Okay, most of it. We've got a few pieces that won't break up. Just going to help those along. All right, then I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of melted butter. That's also half a stick. I have my pretty pie plate. All I'm going to do is pour out all of that Oreo and butter mixture. And then we're going to press it into the pan. And one of the things I love about chocolate cream pie is that you don't have to put the crust all the way to the top. You just really need it on the bottom and the sides. And there we are. Now I'm going to put this in a 350-degree oven and bake it for 10 minutes and then chill it overnight so we can be ready to fill it in the morning. So our Oreo cookie crust is out of the oven, and now we're going to let it cool off so we can fill it tomorrow. So last night we made the crust for our chocolate cream pie, and today we're going to make the filling. So I have a medium saucepan. I have 2.5 cups of half and half. Now, if you do not have half and half, you remember that you can use 1 1/4 cups of heavy cream and 1 1/4 cups of milk, and that'll give you half and half. I have a 1/3 cup of sugar, and I'm going to take from that 3 tablespoons of sugar. And then I'm going to add the rest to my 6 egg yolks over here. And then I need a pinch of salt. And we're going to heat this over medium-high heat until it comes to a simmer. While that is heating up, I have my 6 egg yolks, that remaining sugar, and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. We're going to whisk that together. Now what we're making is a chocolate custard, basically, to go in the middle. So if you've watched banana pudding or vanilla pudding, we're going to heat this up, pour a little bit of it into the eggs, and then pour the whole mixture back into the pan so we can temper the eggs so they don't burn. It's on a level 8, so it's a medium-high setting. And we're just waiting for that to simmer. So I can see bubbles just starting to break the surface of my half and half mixture. I'm going to take it, pour just a little bit into my egg while I stir, about a cup of it. We're going to temper those eggs. And then we're going to pour the whole thing back into the half and half. So the reason we do it a little bit at a time is to slowly heat up the eggs. If you heat them up too quickly, you have scrambled eggs. And that is not tasty in the middle of your custard. So now we're gonna stir this. Get it all combined. I'm gonna reduce my heat to medium. And then just stir until the mixture thickens. This takes about 5 minutes. So if you'll notice, bubbles are coming to the surface, and then if I put my whisk through it, you see how it still makes indentions in it? That means we are at thick enough. So we're gonna remove this from the heat, just to right here. We're not going far. I'm going to add 6 tablespoons of butter that are cut into 6 pieces. And I have 4 ounces of bittersweet chocolate and 3 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate. And we're going to whisk this until all of that melts. And I don't use softened butter with this because you want that cold butter to cool down the mixture. And there we are. The last thing to add is a teaspoon of vanilla. And we're just going to whisk until it's smooth. And then while the mixture is still hot, I have my cooled off pie crust right here. I'm going to pour it right in. Now we're going to cover this with saran wrap and put it in the refrigerator, let it chill for about 4 hours. We're going to do it overnight, and tomorrow morning I'll put whipped cream on it. So to prevent a film from forming on the top of the pie, I'm going to take a piece of wax paper. I'm going to spray it with my cooking spray, push it down, and make sure that it covers the whole thing, and then we'll put that in the refrigerator. Our chocolate cream pie has been in the refrigerator overnight. We're going to remove that wax paper. And then I'm going to take vanilla whipped cream, which there's a whole nother video on. I've already got it into my piping bag. And I'm just going to make little rosettes all the way around the pie. There we are. And last thing, just to make sure that nobody eats or doesn't know what's underneath the pie, I like to garnish it in a way. So I have a handful of chocolate chips. I'm going to cut got a few stubborn pieces in there. For the most part, we have little just pieces of chocolate that we're going to sprinkle over the top. So that anybody coming by knows that is a pie with chocolate in it.